Started. But if people are coming in, hello. But yeah, welcome to Spring Preview Week Clubs and Community Session. We are so glad that you guys are all here. It makes us so happy to be seeing students. So yeah, during this session, we'll be sharing a little bit about our different journeys to Biola and what that's been like while we've been here. And so if you have any questions throughout our time together at all, please be sure to chat them into our chat box, and our amazing facilitator, Ashley, will pass them on along to us, and we'll be able to answer them. So we're gonna get started, but remember, questions in the chat box. We would love to hear from you, any questions you guys have. Awesome. So I'll get us started off with our introductions. My name is Max Kushevich. I'm from Orange County, California. It's about 30 minutes south of Biola, and I'm a communication major. I'm a sophomore, and I actually just recently added a media studies minor to go along with my Bible minor. So that has been super awesome. And my favorite Southern California location specifically is probably San Clemente Pier. I love the beach. The beach is amazing, and I love to surf. And San Clemente is just such a fun beach. It's beautiful, and the sunsets there, gorgeous. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to pass it on to Rachel, and she's going to tell you a little bit about herself.
Hey guys, my name is Rachel Ann, and I am from the San Francisco Bay Area, which is where I'm calling in from right now. And my major is interdisciplinary studies with concentrations in organizational management and communications. And I'm currently in my third year here at Biola, which has been so great. And my favorite SoCal location is probably either the beach or Coffee Code, which is a local coffee shop. And then I am gonna go ahead and pass it off to Anna.
Awesome. Hey guys, it's so good to see you. My name's Anna. I'm from a small town up in Northern California, and I am a worship arts major with a Christian ministries minor to go along with my Bible minor. And my favorite Southern California location is probably a place called the Anaheim Packing District. There's just a lot of cute little eating areas, and I have so many good memories with friends there. So let's go ahead and hear from our next person, Kaden.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Kaden. I am a senior at Biola this year. I'm studying English writing, so I'm graduating in May, which feels crazy. But I'm originally from a small town in Northwest Indiana called DeMotte. It's about an hour away from Chicago. So I've loved, getting to know Southern California over the past few years. And I think my favorite place in SoCal is probably Joshua Tree National Park. I love to go there and camp with friends. And I will pass it off to Erin.
All right, my name is Erin. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I'm a psychology major. This is my first full year at Biola, but I'm a sophomore transfer student. And my favorite SoCal location is probably Laguna Beach. Big fan of the beach. Big fan of Laguna Beach specifically. And then I will pass it off to Parker.
Yeah, my name is Parker. I am a freshman Bible theology ministry major from Louisville, Kentucky. This is my second semester at Biola, and I've absolutely loved it despite making the transition to college in the middle of the pandemic, which has just been so interesting, but fun and weird at the same time. So my favorite SoCal location, everyone said such good locations. And Erin actually kind of stole what I was going to say. I was also going to say Laguna Beach, but I'll say Disneyland. So fun. Can't wait for it to reopen. I love Disney so much. So with that being said, I will throw it back to Erin. She's going to get us started.
So I need everybody to type in the chat a number 1 through 5. I'm not going to tell you what it's for, but everybody chat it in right now. Who's going to be the first one? 1 through 5, but close. 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. All right. Okay, I've seen the most 3s, so we're going to go with 3. So here's what we're going to do is all of our ambassadors, this is what I need you guys to do. I need you to run really quick, find 3 things in your room that represent Biola community, and then explain it. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so while they're running to go get things, just to kind of give you guys a little bit more, is they're going to be finding things and they're going to be tying it into stories that they've had about their experience in community here at Biola. And so they just found out about this like 2 minutes ago. So this should be interesting. And so they're just going to go around. I'm going to call on them each, and they're just going to give you a quick overview of what this thing means and what it represents. So I'll wait for them to get all set. You guys got it? Got everything? Alrighty, cool. So we're going to start out with Rachel Ann. So Rachel Ann's going to quickly give us her 3 and explain why they're important.
Sounds good. All right, you guys. The first thing that I got is this picture frame one, because it was one of the first things I saw. And also just because, what do you put in picture frames? You put pictures and memories. And I just feel like the community has been so kind and amazing to me. And I've just made so many fun memories with a lot of friends. And yeah, like it's just been a really good time. And then the other one that I got is a textbook, which is kind of funny to like grab for community, but I kind of grabbed it just because I feel like when I look at textbooks, I think of learning, and like the community has taught me so much. I feel like just through the relationships that I built with my peers, building relationships with friends, and even with like mentors and faculty, I've just learned so much about faith and just about life in general. So I got my textbook too. And then lastly, I got a plant just because plants grow, and the community has helped me to grow so much in so many areas of life. But yeah, those are my 3 objects.
Incredible. Thank you, Rachel Ann. Now we're going to jump over to Parker. What are your 3 things?
Sweet. Yeah. So the first thing I got was a giant stack of Greek vocab cards. I am a Bible major. I take Greek. It is very, very challenging at times, but I do like it. Caden's actually in my Greek class, which is super cool. And I think there's a certain academic community at Biola as well. We really push each other to learn together. And I think that this ginormous stack of vocabulary is a testament to that. I also brought this picture I found. This is our iconic Jesus Saves sign that was at our original campus in downtown LA. I found a book at a thrift store that had all these like old pictures of Los Angeles things in it, and I saw this. So I bought it for like $1 and then cut all the pictures out, and I have them on my wall. So kind of reminds me of our history. I just think it's cool, but also a cool story about going to the thrift store with my friends. And then last but not least, I have a picture of me and my friends at Yosemite National Park. Last semester, one weekend, we drove up to my friend's cabin and stayed for the weekend, which was just such a special opportunity and memory. And I just love that I'm able to do those kinds of things with my friends in college. It's absolutely amazing. Having national parks, having gorgeous scenery and all that kind of stuff nearby is such a special opportunity. And to be able to do that with people I love is just so awesome. So yeah, those are the 3 things that were kind of closest to me. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and Biola community and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, Parker. We're going to kick it off to Caden. Show us your 3 things.
Okay, I'm excited about my things. This first one I feel like I'm cheating almost. This is a painting of Biola's library. Oh my goodness, it's one of my favorite places on campus. So this is like Metzger Lawn. I don't know if you prospective students have gotten to be on campus ever, but like it's such a beautiful campus, and like in with our SoCal weather, we just have the amazing ability to like be out on this lawn all the time. And I've made some of my favorite memories like with friends in the library, and yeah, like studying in the library, acting like we're studying in the library, all that fun stuff. So I love Biola's library. Truly one of my favorite places on campus, so much so that I have a painting of it. Okay, I also found this bananagrams because one of the ways I would describe Biola's community is bananas. There are so many like fun things that happen at Biola. One of the things that I think is the most like bananas or wacky things is the event that I've gotten to be a part of for 2 years, which is called Mock Rock. It is so much fun. If you've never like seeing mock rock, go to YouTube, look up Biola mock rock, and you can just watch hours of clips of like mock rock teams doing things. And it's a lip sync and dance competition that students get in like teams of to practice for weeks leading up to it. It's so much fun. Stories, it's bananas, if you will. And then the last item I found was a water bottle, because I do really believe that like Biola's community has been so nourishing to my soul. And yeah, between Christian friends and professors who really want to pour into me, drink that living water. Yeah, for all of those reasons, that's why I chose these three items.
Incredible. Thanks, Kaden. We're going to jump onto Anna. Show us your 3 things.
All right, awesome. So my first item is probably a little bit of a cop out, but it's my red Biola Bible. And for me, this actually just has a lot of significance. I remember the day that I got this in the mail as a prospective student was just such an exciting day because I wanted to go to Biola. And even just like in all my classes, just like that's one of my favorite elements about Biola is just really getting deep into scripture and learning more about God and who he is and how we can relate with one another as Christians. So that's one of my absolute favorite parts about Biola. My second item is a game. This one is code names, but kind of any game in general. My freshman year, I lived in the dorm called Heart. And so all of my friends and I would always have like game nights in the Heart common room. And that was always just such a fun time of connecting. Other people would just like join in randomly if they came in the common room. So that was something that was always really fun. Definitely a highlight of my experience. And then my last item is my little fresh flower here. My roommate and I would always keep fresh flowers in our dorm room, always go to Trader Joe's to like pick up new ones and get flowers for friends and stuff. So that was also a really special experience.
Love it. Thank you so much. All right. And then we're going to end it off with Max. Go ahead. Show us your 3 things.
Alrighty. I'm gonna start with my toothbrush. It's nice and blue, my favorite color. But more importantly, it was the first night in the dorms. I was terrified because, you know, it's the dorms. That was my first time away from home, and so I went to the dorms and I brushed my teeth. You know, go to bed, and right next to me was this kid that I had never seen before. And so I looked over while I was brushing my teeth and went, "Hi, my name is Max." And he looked at me and went, "Hey, my name is Christian." And now we're very, very close friends. And that's just kind of a fun thing that happened on my very, very first day, was just getting to meet one of my very best friends inside the dorm bathrooms. And so that's kind of a funny way to meet your friends, but it's really, really common. Next up is this hat. This hat is iconic. It's just kind of something that's been with me through so much, but more importantly, it reminds me of just all the late night adventures I'd have with my friends at Biola. I would always wear this hat to the beach, and a bunch of my friends and I would always take midnight beach runs. We'd get in the car at like 11 o'clock and then drive to the beach and night swim, and it was just so fun. We felt super, edgy and cool, and it was just so fun to just have a blast in the middle of the night, and because we're in college. So that was super fun. And the last item I have is kind of a twofer. I'm gonna be able to use it for 2 different stories, so haha. But this is a mug that I received from a really good friend of mine from Biola that I met my freshman year, and we did a Secret Santa. Our friends and I did Secret Santa, and he got me this, and I love coffee. Now I put this candle in it, so it's a candle mug now. But I love coffee so much, and a huge way I built community with other freshmen in my freshman year was I'd be like, "Hey, let's make some coffee," and so we'd wake up early, and we'd have coffee in the morning and have a really good conversation, and that was an awesome way for me to meet people, and just a blast, and honestly, one of my best memories. So yeah, those are definitely my 3 things.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for sharing that on the fly, super quick. I didn't get to go. I won't show you my 3 things, but I guess for me, this was my first year at Biola, so I've only ever been online, which is sad. But I have made so many friends through on-campus jobs and clubs. So like these are 5 of my friends right here because I have a online, I know, so heartfelt. Because I have an on-campus job, and it's just super fun to get connected with people and you get paid for it too. So it's super fun to just get connected to all that Biola has to offer. So now we're going to transition into some of your questions to get all of them answered. So we're going to take some time to answer the ones that you have sent in the chat. If you have not sent questions in, or you have questions about one of their 3 things, feel free to send it in the chat and we would love to talk to you about it. But yeah, so if you send it in the chat, it's going to go straight to Ashley, our facilitator, and then she's going to let us know. But our first question is actually going to go to Rachel Ann, and it's, what kind of clubs are there? What about intramural sports?
Yes, that is a great question. We have so many clubs. I think we have over 60 clubs, and they really range from anything from like more academic focused clubs. I know there's like a few for business, there's the accounting society, there's also one for psychology. And then on the other end, we also have some really fun recreational clubs. So we have a hide and seek club where literally students will just gather every Friday night, and then they'll just like play hide and seek all around campus. It is so much fun. I know I've like walked by them so many times every Friday basically, and they're just like, I'll see people in the bushes or like hiding in random places. But yeah, we have a ton of different clubs. We also have Spike Ball Club, which a lot of my friends have been a part of. So if you guys like spike ball or you want to learn, you could be a part of that. We also had a glee club. I was a part of that one my freshman year, and it was so much fun. We basically just got together every week and sang together. We like sang show tunes, which is like kind of geeky, but I love it. I love singing show tunes, so it was a lot of fun. And then we had like a big show at the end of the semester, and it was really fun, and all of our friends got to come and watch us. But that's a little bit about the clubs. We also have a lot of intramural sports as well, and those are all throughout the year. I know we have basketball, soccer. You guys can, my other ambassadors can also remind me of some of the other ones, but we have intramurals for pretty much a lot of different sports. I think we also have a Frisbee one, if I'm not wrong, but
Ultimate Frisbee.
Ultimate Frisbee, yes, that's one that I know a lot of my friends like. But yeah, that's a little bit about our clubs and intramural sports.
Awesome. And then our next question is going to go to Kaden. So it's, what are some of the best ways to get involved on campus?
Yeah, I would say that probably the easiest way to get involved is, if you do live on campus, to just get involved with the people who live on your floor or in your dorm. That is honestly how I made my closest friends at Biola. Was I lived in Horton, which is one of the dorms, and I lived there my freshman year, and I was like, I don't know who I'm going to be friends with. And so I started with the guys who lived next to me and just said, I don't know if I would ever like choose to be friends with these people if we didn't just live next to each other, but I have an opportunity right now to like really get to know these people because they sleep, yeah, right next door to me, and they're always there. And so that was one of my favorite ways to get involved at Biola, was just like, yeah, seeing the people around me, and really wanting to be intentional with them. But I do also realize not everybody has the option to live on campus or may not want to. And there's so many other ways to get involved too. Yeah, Rachel mentioned so many clubs. I have loved getting involved in the chapel program at Biola. So I got to be involved in a chapel team and help lead worship, which was one of the funnest things that I've done. And I met a lot of close friends there. So I would just say, like, figure out the things that you're interested in and are passionate about, and like find a club or an activity. There's our student missionary union, which a lot of people love to be a part of, our student government, like all of those things. Find things you're passionate about, and those will be the places where you'll find other people who are passionate about the same things, and those can often be some of your closest friends, because you're working on things that you're all passionate about. So yeah, I would say those are ways that it worked, at least for me, and I think those are some of the best ways to do it.
Awesome. And then our next question is going to go to Max. It's, is it hard balancing social life and academic/studying?
Short answer, no. Guys, the biggest thing in college is about working hard and time management. And the working hard has nothing really to do as with the social life part. If you manage your time and you have a social life, but you manage your time well so you can get your stuff done, it's easy. I jumped into lots of different things my very first year but managed my time, and so academics were very easy. I'm also a communication major, so yeah, I mean, take what you will. And then I think I have the next question as well, which is, did you feel sheltered at Biola? And this is a really good question because there is, like a really cool thing about going to a Christian school where everyone believes in Jesus, is that maybe could feel sheltered. I can understand that question. But that is, I mean, you can feel sheltered anywhere you go. You can hole up in your dorm room and never go out, and in that way you could be sheltered. But if you go out and you be proactive about, I'm going to go and I'm going to go talk to people, you won't feel sheltered. In fact, I've heard people compare Biola to a battleground. Yeah, like you're training here and trying to go and tell the world. So yeah, not shelter. I would not say shelter is the right word for sure.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm actually going to take the next question, if that's okay. It says, what made you choose Biola among the other colleges you applied for? So I guess I can speak into this as a transfer student as well, like what made me want to be at Biola instead of all these other schools. I guess the main thing for me is I just felt so much peace about the campus and about the school programs. Like I just felt like at home. And if you're touring other colleges, I don't know how much you're able to now, or just checking out different colleges, like everything is based on like feeling that comfort. If you feel at home with that college and you're like, I want to be here at my best, or I want to be here at my worst, that's how you know you found the perfect college for you. And so just imagine yourself at like the high and the low, and think, okay, would I want to be at both of those polar points? And so just being comfortable and feeling at home, not just like physically, but like with the community that is fostered at the school is so important. So I felt super comfortable at Biola, super intentional community, and they really reach out to you, and it's so easy to make friends. So that's why I chose Biola over other schools. I will go to Anna for the next question. It says, what's your favorite event you've been a part of?
That's a great question. I actually have a really hard time choosing, but I think my favorite one, right at the beginning of the year, we have an event called Nation Ball, which is like a giant dodgeball tournament. Every dorm gets decked out in their colors. So my dorm was orange. And so part of what was most memorable about that one for me is it was right at the beginning of the year when you're still like kind of trying to get established, like finding friends, meeting a ton of people. And that night I had like 10 different girls from my floor, all in my room, all just like getting ready for Nation Ball. And we were all just like running to each other's rooms in our hall. And that was such a special time of just like getting to know a ton of new people and making new friends. And then at the event itself, honestly, I'm not very good at dodgeball, so I didn't do great, but just like even standing in the back, just like dancing and having a good time, it still was such a fun event and such a special time of getting to meet new people.
Sweet. Okay, we're going to go on to Parker. It says, what advice would you give seniors trying to decide what college to go to?
Yeah, this question hits me because I was in your shoes less than a year ago as a high school senior. And when I was making my college decision, I had it down between two schools, Biola and a school a lot closer to home that was offering me something completely different than what Biola was offering me. And so in that decision, I just could not figure out what I wanted, could not figure out what I wanted to do. So I really had to come to a moment of realization where I had to know and say to myself, like, Parker, God is going to use you no matter where you end up. And there might not be a right or a wrong choice, right? Both of these paths might be the right choice, right? Like both of those can be good. So that's what I would say to you all is like, of course, we want you to come to Biola, but we also want you to follow the will of God. That being said, I also don't think the will of God is something as binary as we always paint it to be. So I would just pray on it, but know that there might not be a right answer. There might be good answers. There might be answers that are better than other answers, but it might not be as black and white as you're painting it out to be, because that's how it was in my situation. So that's what I would say to that. I hope that makes sense. But I wish I could tell myself a year ago that piece of advice. So that's what I would say to you all.
Alrighty, and then we have a quick question for Kaden. What's the biggest event held on campus?
Okay, so I already mentioned mock rock. I would say like that's the biggest event, lip sync and dance competition. Students camp out the night before, which is so fun. But I'll also highlight another like two really big events that actually happen that involve the entire university, and those are the conferences that happen each semester. So Biola is really intentional to give students time in the middle of the semester to do conferences that are focused on the Word of God is the one in the fall, and then in the spring it's focused on missions. And they're really unique times where we get 3 days off of classes in the middle of the semester to go to conference sessions and to hear from speakers, to worship together as a whole campus. And so those are some of my favorite times of the year as well, apart from like crazy events like Mock Rock. Biola is really intentional to give us those times to center around God's word and think about missions as well and the global church.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to take this next question. It says, have there been any challenges in your Biola experience and how have you overcome them? Just the elephant in the room, global pandemic's going on, and I just started here at Biola. So I would just like to say that that's probably the biggest challenge that could come. I have overcome them though by like being in touch with my community. And you're probably like, Erin, you're just saying that because this is a community session. I'm not. I mean it. Like I have friends that will text me and they're like, did you do your homework today? Did you do this? Did you do this? Are you doing this? Are you having quiet time with the Lord? Like all these things. And it's so important because like without this community, I would be so discouraged sometimes. And I am all the way from New York to California. I'm all the way from home. Sometimes it can get really frustrating and I'm like, I want to drop out. I won't. I won't. But the community definitely like keeps me accountable and keeps me pumped about being here and doing school online. So I definitely think that if you come along challenges, whether it's like personal or academic issues, there's always going to be somebody to talk to at Biola, and there's always going to be a community that's going to rally around you and come and like pick you up. And if we have to drag you, we will. So definitely the community has been insane with that. So, okay, next question. Anna, how is the calf food?
That is a great question. Personally, I love the calf. I think it's such a special place. A for community. Also, it has like pretty quality food, not gonna lie. I could talk about that a long time, but I think the thing that for me is like this sold me on the calf was that there's an ice cream machine in the calf that you can just like go get ice cream whenever you want. So how can you like complain about that, you know? It's great. I love it.
Okay, and then our last question. Are there any missionary or study abroad programs, Rachel?
Yes, I love this question. You guys, we actually have something called the Student Missionary Union, and this is actually the largest student-led missionary organization in the nation, which is so cool. We love to brag about that. But you guys, I love this SMU, as we like to call it. I love SMU so much because it has actually been a really key factor for community for me personally. They have some really great programs through SMU. They offer local missions trips and also global missions trips. So people can go literally all over and getting prepared for ministry. And yeah, it's really awesome. I've had the chance to be a member for both a local and a global trip. My freshman year summer, I went to Indonesia for a month and a half, and we got to do women's ministry and children's ministry, which was so awesome. And then also I got to lead a trip my sophomore spring semester, and we went over to the San Francisco Tenderloin district and we did homeless ministry there. But SMU is so great if you guys are interested in missions or want to learn more about missions. I think that they do a great job at not only forming teams to go and do ministry, but they also prepare you for ministry as well. So I definitely encourage you to get involved with it if that's something that you might be interested in. And with study abroad programs, we also have so many great programs. We have about 20 programs, I think, and students go all over. We actually have programs on every continent, which is really exciting. And we have students who have gone to London and Cambridge, Ecuador, Japan, and our list is also growing as the years go on. So I would definitely encourage you guys to study abroad as well, if that sounds interesting.
Awesome. Thanks, Rachel Ann. Okay, we are running a few minutes over, so I apologize about that, but we're going to jump to Caden and he's going to pray us out.
All right, everyone, let's pray before we close real quick. Dear Lord, I thank you for this short time that we could have spent together talking with prospective students, and I thank you for their interest in Biola, and I thank you for Biola and the place that it is as a place that prepares students so well academically, but also spiritually and relationally in their personal lives. And we thank you for Biola. I pray that you would be with these students as they think about the future, whether they are in high school or maybe coming out of a gap year or even thinking about going back to school. I pray that they would really feel your presence in this decision, that you would lead them where your will is calling them. So God, thank you for this night. Thank you for this team and that we could answer questions honestly, and please be with the students in their journey. Amen. All right, well, we just want to thank you all for coming. Thanks so much for being here and for asking really great questions, being enthusiastic with us. Yeah, that's so encouraging for us as an ambassador team to see students who are excited about Biola. But with that, that concludes our night. You're free to go. And thanks so much for coming. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye, you
guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
So good to see you all.